Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now, I know it's been ages since the last video on this channel, so apologies for that, but I am still living a clean, healthy life. I'm still in the best shape by far of my life, but yeah, just needed to switch things up a bit. Needed to take a break from, doing daily vlogs on this channel. Yeah, I think I got to the point a few months ago where certain things, in my life, certain things that I want to be doing every day, I was only able to do because of the vlog, right? And that's great. It's an example of how the vlog was really helping me, in terms of getting up every morning. It got to the point where pretty much the only reason I was able to get up when I could get up on time is because of the videos, right? Which is great. It's an example of how the vlog's helping me out. But, for a few weeks probably before I sort of made my last video, it was getting to the point where I wasn't able to get up in the morning, even with the vlogs. I was coming on the camera every day and just explaining how I'd failed to get up that morning. And to be honest, I am now utterly failing to get up every morning. Like, I'm getting out of bed now. It's getting worse and worse every day, to be honest. But this morning, I got out of bed about 20 to 11. So I've kind of reverted back to my sort of natural circadian rhythm, you could say. And, sleep is one of those things that I do regularly study online, watching podcasts and stuff. And it is a fact, according to these scientists, that there are some people that just do have a natural circadian rhythm where they're going to struggle to go to bed early and then they're going to struggle to get up early, and I think I am one of them people. But these scientists do say that although it's hard, it is possible to change your circadian rhythm, and when the winter time comes around, it's kind of essential that I do better at getting up early in the morning, because things like going to the garage and things like that, in the middle of winter, it gets dark at 3:30, 4 o'clock. So if I'm going to get anything done around the garage, etc., which I need to do to keep things going with my other YouTube channel, which is, one of my sources of income, then I do kind of need to change my routine. In the summer, it's not so desperate, but it's still something that deep down I really, really want to change about myself. I want to be the kind of person that gets up every morning and attacks the day, and then I can get more stuff done and more proud of myself, etc. But to be honest, the last few weeks, whatever it's been, I've been utterly failing. And it's, I say that it got to the point where the videos weren't enough anymore for me to, manage to get up early. But now I'm not making these videos. It's kind of more of an excuse for my lazy mind to keep me in bed. I've got one less excuse to manage to get out of bed in the morning. And yeah, getting up in the morning has now become, something that on the face of it seems impossible. It's only the fact that I know that it's possible because I have managed to do it in the past. That's the only reason that I know it's possible, because I'm stubborn and I won't give in. I won't let myself off the hook. But yeah, over the last few weeks, like, a few things have changed. I'm still living a clean life. I'm still in the best shape of my life. But yeah, there has been a few changes. I kind of feel like, at the start of this attempt at living a clean life, I went hard at everything. And I'm not saying that was the wrong thing to do. I know loads of you guys have been in touch before and said, I'm at risk of burnout, etc., because I was trying to go hard with everything. And I've said a lot of times I don't believe in burnout. And I'm sure burnout is an actual thing, like if you speak to a scientist or whatever. But, I know that my mind will always tap out way before I'm in any danger, in terms of my health and stuff, like actual physical health. So that's why I kind of see burnout as, non-existent, because way before I'm at risk of actual burnout where I'm physically in danger, my mind will tap out. And because I'm inherently lazy, like naturally, it will tap out way before that. So that's why I kind of ignore this thing about burnout. And I still say, if there's anyone watching this video, that wants to make a real change in your life, maybe you're a drug addict like me and you've had enough and you need to literally turn your life upside down to stop being a degenerate drug addict or alcoholic. And in my eyes, you know, if you are failing to stop yourself using substances, then you do need to turn your life right upside down, you know, to change that. Then I would say go full ham on everything in terms of literally changing who you are. Focus on turning yourself into the strongest human being that you can, and literally aim everything in your life towards that goal. You know, your diet, your lifestyle, you know, what you're doing, what you're seeing, who you're associating with, you know, what kind of content you're consuming, like everything, every bit of input in your life, you know, put through the filter of, is this going to turn me into the strongest human being possible? And that's what I did. You know, literally I changed my whole lifestyle, changed my diet. You know, I don't associate with people that are negative. I don't watch content that's negative. You know, I went full ham into going to the gym like every day at first, you know, and then started boxing after a while, and you know, things kind of leveled out. But you know, I was and still am working out every day in the mornings and stuff. You know, I'm doing my cold showers in the morning, I'm meditating, I'm writing a gratitude journal. So, you know, I would say go full ham, like, because if you're going to make a drastic change in your life, you need to get yourself used to, you know, living a life that, if you are still living a life where you can't stop taking drugs, you need to be living a life that at the moment you can't even comprehend is possible. Yeah, you need to ignore things like burnout. You need to ignore any excuse, valid or not, that your mind or, you know, the world is giving you to not go full ham on turning yourself into the strongest human being possible. You need to literally turn yourself into someone that you're not, you know. But going through that process, you'll kind of find who you are beneath your issues that you're trying to address, right? Because ultimately, eventually, it's inevitable that you'll get to a point where you are going to calm down a little bit, right? You know, the way I was living at the sort of peak of me doing all these things, it was never going to be sustainable for the rest of my life. I mean, I'm nearly 39 years old. You know, even if I was still going full ham now, and even if I was in 5 years' time, you know, when I get to 60 years old, I'm you know, there's going to be a point, whether it be sooner or later, that you're going to have to calm down a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to get to a point where, first of all, you know, go full ham as long as you can. Like, especially if you're trying to turn yourself from a degenerate drug addict scumbag like I was into someone who's literally building themselves into a stronger human being. That's like night and day, like a difference. So you need to go full ham for as long as you can, like, you know, way longer than your mind will tell you can. But then when things do level out, and when you start sort of maybe choosing 3 or 4 things to focus fully on, and then letting everything else kind of idle, you know, you're still spinning all the plates in terms of turning yourself into the strongest human being possible. But, you know, some you'll be spinning faster than others. Like, eventually you'll get to that point. But, you know, at first you want to be spilling every plate as fast as you can, like, even if it seems unhealthy. And that's kind of what I did. Because then when you do retract back a bit and start only like really focusing on a few of those things, you're still going to be way ahead of your old degenerate life, right? Now, if I initially started worrying about burnout, started worrying about, you know, being achy in my muscles every day, started worrying about, you know, whether the lifestyle was going to be sustainable, you know, years and years into the future, if I started worrying about things like that, then that would just be an excuse for me to slowly but surely revert back to my natural state, which is to be an utter degenerate. Whereas what's happened now is, you know, I have kind of retracted back, and I'll explain in a minute briefly in what ways, but it's still night and day. You know, my life now compared to how it used to be is still night and day. There's still, you know, although I realise I need to keep an eye on it and keep pushing forward, there's still, in my eyes, no fear of me taking drugs or drinking alcohol or slipping back to my old ways. You know, I do accept and understand that it is always going to be possible, and I need to be careful. But, you know, the way I'm feeling now, there's no, you know, the urges are still getting, you know, less and less able to overcome me as time goes on, etc., etc. Even though, when I look at it, I'm kind of failing at the moment, like utterly. And again, I'll explain in a minute you know, what's changed, you know, how I've kind of relaxed a bit on everything I'm doing. But, you know, because I went so full ham, you know, initially, I've now reverted back to a state that's still way ahead of where I was before. And that's why I think if you want to make a massive change in your life, like turning yourself from an utter scumbag drug addict like me into someone who's not going to be a utter scumbag drug addict, which in my opinion requires you to make your number one priority turn yourself into the strongest human being you can, because ultimately being a drug addict is weak. Then yeah, you do need to literally turn your life upside down. So, you know, no regrets that I went as hard as I did. In fact, you know, in an ideal world, I wish I would have been able to keep it going longer, you know. But, you know, there comes a time where, as I say, I kind of think it's inevitable. Or maybe it isn't. You know, some people out there, maybe you can keep going full ham forever. Who knows? But, yeah, it kind of got to a point where I've ended up flopping, essentially. I will look at it as flopping, but really I've just sort of calmed down and got myself to a more sustainable state. So let me talk you through, you know, where I'm at the moment. So, you know, I am utterly failing at waking up every morning. That is one thing, like, and that's going to be one of the plates that I'm really going to have to hone in on very soon. Like, it's getting out of control, you know. So I'm going to have to, you know, make that sort of the one thing that I am, you know, the one plate that I am really focusing on spinning, whilst, you know, maybe keeping everything else sort of spinning a bit slower. So yeah, that's one thing I'm utterly failing at. But in terms of everything else, I am trying to get up and do my full morning routine every morning. You know, I don't manage to do everything every day. You know, there's probably one day a week where I don't do everything, but, you know, I am still trying to, even when I'm getting up late, persuade myself and remind myself that the right thing to do is to get up and do all the things that I know I need to do as part of my morning routine. Now, for you guys that maybe are watching this video and haven't seen any of my others, you know, my morning routine is as follows, right? I wake up in the morning. First thing I do is have about 2 or 3 pints of water straight away. Then I'll have a pint of water where I've got some Himalayan sea salt in, you know, just a few sort of twists on the salt shaker thing. Then I'll have another glass of water with my vitamin C supplement, just because that's a supplement that you dissolve in water. So yeah, I back that. Then I brush my teeth and I get myself ready to go for a walk around the block. It's about a mile. I normally power walk it, you know, put on a bit of a sweat, but it's not really for exercise. It's mainly to get myself out in sunlight, get vitamin D in my eyes from the sunlight, because your eyes are the part of your brain that protrudes your skull. So it's a good way of soaking up vitamin D, but also having sunlight in your eyes triggers certain clocks in your body, which will then make it easier for you to go to sleep later on in the day. And that's why going for a walk late, because I'm getting up late, actually doesn't really help in terms of getting myself to sleep at the right time at night. You know, if I am able to break this habit and start going for my walk earlier, it will be essentially easier to go to bed earlier. But anyway, when I get back from my walk, I then write in a gratitude journal, you know, just write down a few things that I'm grateful for in the world, write down a few things that I'm proud of from the day before, write down at least one thing that I'm not proud of from the day before, and then just write out whatever's in my mind at the time, whether it be positive, whether it be negative, whether it be inspirational, or whether it be, you know, admitting and addressing things that I'm failing at. After that, I then have a 10-minute meditation. I use a 10-minute guided meditation off of YouTube. You just search for it, sit there with your eyes closed, listen to what they're saying, focus on your breath, etc., etc. Then I go into a workout at home. Normally do 3 exercises, 2 sets of each, and yeah, I've got a bit of a plan of what I do, you know, Monday to Sunday. Then once I've had that workout, I go in a cold shower for 2.5 minutes. Then I have my breakfast, which is always poached eggs on toast. I forgot to mention that after my breakfast, I always have my other supplements, which consist of 1 vitamin D supplement, 2 multivitamin supplements, 3 fish oil and omega-3 capsules, and 6 turmeric capsules. I then also have a protein shake, which has 2 scoops of protein in, which I also add 2 scoops of creatine to as well. And then I crack on with my day. So that is my morning routine in a nutshell. That's one thing you could say at the moment is the plate that I'm really trying to focus on spinning. You know, I'm not perfect, don't manage to do it every day, but you know, that's one thing that I am focused on doing. You know, I've dropped these videos, you know, I am failing at getting up early, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing my full morning routine, because it is something that requires me to put effort into in terms of persuading myself to do, and it is massively beneficial in terms of me living this clean life, you know, that morning routine. You know, another thing I've been trying to focus on is trying to stay busy as much as I can throughout the day with my work, you know, with editing my videos, with doing all the other stuff behind the scenes with YouTube. I've got another venture that I've kind of finally started the ball rolling with, you know, another company, you could say. So yeah, just trying to stay as busy as I can throughout the day. And I've been trying to really focus on fulfilling the quota that I have in terms of going to the gym. You know, my quota for going to the gym is just 3 sessions a week. 1 session which is legs, 1 session which is back and shoulders, and 1 session which is arms and chest. I'm actually going to do a leg session in the gym in a minute. So yeah, you know, it's only 3 times a week, but I do 2 boxing classes a week. So again, I've been trying to make sure, you know, regardless of anything, that I do those 2 boxing sessions a week, usually on a Tuesday evening and a Saturday afternoon at 12 noon. And now in terms of the gym, I used to go in and do like 3 sets at whatever weight I can barely do 10 to 15 reps at. Then I'll go up a weight and bang out a few reps, and then I'll go down a couple of stages, do 2 drop sets. Now I have actually been relaxing a bit in terms of that, because, you know, I have had a lot of injuries, a lot of aches and pains and stuff, and I think, you know, continuing to take that approach in the gym is a bit much. You know, I accept that is a bit much. It's not sustainable. However, no regrets that I did keep that sort of routine going for as long as I could, you know, initially. You know, as I mentioned earlier in this video, it's all about going full ham at first. So nowadays, I'm basically just doing the 3 sets, you know, at whatever weight that I can kind of do 10 to 15 reps. And then now and again throwing in a drop set where I'll just drop it, you know, hit failure on the 3rd set, drop it a few notches on the machine, hit failure, then drop it a couple of notches on the machine and hit failure. And that's what people normally do. You know, you just throw in a few drop sets here and there. You don't strictly do an upset and 2 drop sets on every machine that you go on, which is what I was doing before. So that's something that I've sort of, you know, scaled back in terms of the volume of my training. You know, maybe that's going to negatively affect my gains, but you know, if I can consistently actually not fail in terms of filling my quota, i.e. the 3 sessions a week in the gym, you know, and keep doing my workouts in the morning at home, then in the long run, it's going to be more sustainable. It's going to be better. You know, I feel like I'm getting slightly less aches and pains and stuff. My elbow joints have been annoying me lately, so I've been going a little bit lighter on the biceps and stuff at home, because yeah, the arms and shoulders, like, they get battered at boxing and stuff, so I need to kind of look after them. But yeah, so you can say I've kind of scaled back my training a little bit in terms of the volume, but you know, with the intention of focusing on not failing to hit my 3 sessions a week in the gym. What else have I been scaling back on? I've been trying to eat slightly less food, which kind of ties into doing a little bit less training in the gym, because yeah, you know, I'm at risk of being a bit too fat. You know, I'm not one to like focus too much on being super lean, but you know, if I am scaling back my training slightly and not scaling back my food, then ultimately I will end up getting too fat. And I'm not one to do a load of cardio, although I was kind of chatting to Kat the other day that maybe I do need to try and do a bit more cardio. I used to like run on the treadmill a lot, like as a warm up for the gym, and you know, it got to a stage where if I run a mile or more, I get an achy back and weird aches in my legs and stuff. It's probably all down to technique, but yeah, you know, a plate that I might start focusing on spinning at some point in the near future is doing a bit more cardio. At the moment, I'm still just doing my, you know, very fast, very steep incline walk as a warm up to, you know, me lifting, or jumping on the exercise bike. You know, I've been doing that quite a bit lately, jumping on the exercise bike instead, which isn't ideal because it kind of knackers my legs out, which get knackered out at boxing anyway. And according to the machine, like, it counts the calories that you're burning. It doesn't burn as much calories for the amount of achiness you're giving yourself, you could say. So yeah, maybe, I need to probably try to do a bit more cardio at some point in the future. But at the moment, I'm just trying to stick to doing that little bit of cardio before my gym sessions, and, as I say, as part of me trying to do my full morning routine every morning, going for that walk around the block. Although I don't really see that as exercise, but it still does burn calories. And another thing that I just do in general is I sit at home with my top off a lot of the time, no matter how cold I am. And that's just all part of, keeping my body burning a lot of calories, non-exercise burning of calories, right? Just to, stop me getting too overly fat. And, it's a trick that I would say to anyone who wants to lose body fat, right? I'd say, work out, go for that walk around the block every morning before you eat anything, that fasted walk, there'd be a massive difference. If you go for a mile walk every day before you have any breakfast, if you're the kind of person that doesn't do any exercise, just that one change will make a massive difference if you sort of, monitor yourself over months and months and months. As long as you don't eat any extra food, then you already do. Obviously, cut out the crap and eat loads of protein as well, But yeah, just, not automatically reaching for more layers to warm you up. Not always having your heating on in your house. Just get used to, like, sitting in the cold. Like, allow yourself to shiver once in a while, because that stuff burns calories. So, that's something that, I just always have done and still do. I like to get myself accustomed to being cold. I have my cold showers every morning, same sort of thing. But yeah, other than that, like, nothing's really changed much. It's just that I am utterly failing at getting up in the morning. I say that I'm trying to focus on keeping busy all day, but I'm missing out on hours and hours every day because I'm not getting up early in the morning. But as I say, it just got to the stage where I needed to switch things up. The videos are just getting really repetitive, which they're going to be. They're just a vlog of my life, I know. But yeah, I just felt like, even though I was doing the videos, I still was failing to get up every morning. And it has got worse than that since stopping making the videos. But yeah, I kind of also felt to myself that if I want to be the kind of person that I want to be, I need to be able to do all these things, not just because I'm making these videos and admitting where I'm failing. I need to get to a point where I'm strong enough to get up and do everything I need to, get up on time, be really productive, like, keep turning myself into a stronger human being, and then portray that as an inspiration for other people. It's no good just sort of guilt tripping myself into pretending to be this strong person that I want to be, just because of these videos that I'm making. But that's where I'm at. If I'm honest, right now, sitting here, I don't know what the future of this channel is. When I first started, I still feel like I've got this responsibility, and I feel like, I'm grateful that I'm living this clean life, and I feel like I really want to help other people get to a point, beyond where I am, and, maybe this channel is that way, or maybe some other opportunity will arise where I can help people, get out of a hole that they might be in, that's similar to the hole that I was in with drinking drugs. But yeah, the videos got to the point where they weren't that. Even though I totally understand and appreciate, and I'm grateful that, the people that did watch them, I used to get messages saying that they were helpful and stuff. But yeah, I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to be stronger. I want to get to a point somehow, some way, where I'm doing more in terms of inspiring people. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, I've been meaning to make this video for days, just to have a chat with you guys, because it's been so long. So I hope this kind of explains where I'm at exactly. But one thing's for sure, this clean and healthy life, away from drinking drugs, away from negativity, away from trying to escape from the world in degenerate ways, is awesome. Like, I'm grateful. I wake up every day and pinch myself that I am living this clean and healthy life, even if I am ultimately failing at certain things like getting up early in the morning. You know, I had another dream the other day where I had a dream where I was taking drugs, and then I dreamt that I woke up and realised it was a dream, which is weird, you know, and then obviously woke up and remembered that I'd dreamt that I took drugs, but also remembered that I dreamt that I took drugs. So that was really weird. But, you know, I used to wake up after using cocaine and regret that I'd used cocaine. Whereas nowadays I'll have a dream about using cocaine and I wake up grateful that it was just a dream. So yeah, grateful to be living this clean and healthy life. I'm going to go in the gym now because I'm going to do a leg session. I'm not going to bother filming it. I'm just enjoying going in the gym now at the moment and not filming it. But yeah, as always, listen, get in touch with me through my Facebook, through my Instagram, through email. All the links are in the description, or just drop a comment below this video. You know, I'm always eager to hear how other people are improving their lives in whatever way, because yeah, it encourages me. And although, you know, I haven't made a video on this channel for weeks, I'm still very much, you know, watching inspirational people on a daily basis on YouTube, which, you know, inspires me and keeps me going. And yeah, I'd urge all of you to do the same. Don't watch the crap that's on TV. Don't watch the crap that's fed to you through the media. You know, be grateful we're in this internet generation, and seek out all those weird things that actually turn you into a stronger human being, rather than just keeping you living a life where you're basically a sponge to utter crap that they try to get us to watch. Anyway, that's it from me. Massive thanks to everyone who's tuned in. I'm sure I'll be back at some point with another video. I don't know when, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.